What would you advise to people who are in that position that you were kind of in, some years back, where they once had the Quran and have fallen off? Practically, kind of what advice would you give them?
So obviously, practically, I'm guessing Sheikh has covered the basics of understanding that, that the sin for it, in the sense of how to recover and how to make tawbah and stuff. But speaking on a brotherly level, on how can you actually comprehensively make that change back to the point that you was in, I think the first thing is understanding. So let's take person A, who's memorized 5 juz of the Quran. He's memorized and he knows them well, and he forgot them. He, in that position, can say Alhamdulillah. Because, for example, the scenario I was in, I memorized the whole Quran and then forgotten it. So my punishment on the scale to recover that is a whole life-changing commitment, whereas his is 5 juz he can do as he's working a full-time job. So his first step is to acknowledge the reason, the purpose as to why he forgot the Quran. Why? Because forgetting the Quran is as easy as say, I forgot I had work yesterday, or I forgot I had work tomorrow. But why did you actually forget? The purpose being that you didn't forget the Quran actually chose to forget you, because you distanced yourself from it. You distanced yourself from it, maybe like being you started listening to music more, being that you started hanging around with the wrong people. Do you think the Quran is going to want to be friends with someone like that?
Wow.
That's how I see it. Like the Quran is, you want it to be your best friend, right? We all say it. I want the Quran to be my best friend, or, we should have the Quran being our best friend. But why would you want to have a friend who, for example, me and you are friends, and I live a life where I go partying and I do this and I do that, and you pray 5 times a day in the masjid? Are you going to still want to be my friend? You might want to advise me, but you're trying to advise me. And I'm just saying, let me do my thing and we're going to be friends later on. Of course not. You're going to be like, okay, he's created that distance. Now I have no choice but to continue that distance, basically. Same with the Quran. If you keep music in your life, you keep, doing the haram activities and hanging around with the wrong people. And this is where the biggest dilemma is, because people say, I'm not even doing haram. I live a life where I go to work, I go to the gym, I come home, and that's it. I don't do anything haram. Why did I forget the Quran? It's because in this life that you're doing, your intention hasn't always been clear. Are you working a job to provide for your family, to provide with the amana that Allah gave you, that, the body that you have to go to the gym? Are you looking after that? Or are you doing it because people can say, oh, look at him, he's built right, or he's ripped, or this and that? Intention is very, very important. And then you affirm that intention to yourself, that from this day onwards, I want to build that relationship with the Quran. It doesn't mean to say you start memorizing from day one. It doesn't even mean to say that you start reciting for 1 hour, 2 hours. It just means to say that you go through the process of making wudu, sitting down with the Quran, opening it and reciting for maybe 5 minutes and close it. And you do that day by day. I can guarantee you that within years to come, you're going to be at a point where you've not only fixed what you've forgotten, but also your connection with the Quran is much stronger. And it all boils down to intention. For example, someone who had forgotten the Quran, he's memorized 29 juz. And let's just say he's forgotten 29 juz now. And this person now wants to start rememorizing the Quran again. And he just knows that it's going to be very, very hard. So he said to himself, I'm going to memorize 2 lines a day. And and I know, memorizing 2 lines will take you maybe 10 minutes. At most, if you know how to memorize, 10, 15 minutes. He said, I'm just going to memorize 2 lines a day and keep my intention pure. And I'm doing it for the sake of Allah, that I really want to have this closeness to his book. And he passes away the next day. What's the intention that he's had is going to allow him to go into the hereafter with being a hafiz. Why? Because his intention was, I'm going to do 2 lines a day until I've memorized the whole Quran. He's only memorized 2 lines. Yet, to Allah and to his book of deeds, he's a hafiz of the Quran. Purely because of his intention. This is something that my teacher explained this story to me years ago. And it stuck with me because I realized that intention is so much deeper than just, I want to do this. You wanting to do something you're already going to get reward for it. If it's something good. You wanting to do something bad and then not doing it, you get reward for that as well. And you didn't even do anything. Like, you could have the intention right now, I want to swear at you. I'm guessing obviously you don't, but you could have the intention, I want to swear at you. And then like shaitan has put that in your mind. And then you choose, okay, I'm not going to do it because he's a brother, I want to be respectful. You get rewarded for that. So it just shows intention in Islam is so important, especially when it comes to stuff like this, rememorizing the Quran and things like that.